Welcome to this video. In this video, we're going to use the editor in the item bank in Mastery Manager to add images and equations so that you know how to use the editor to add images and equations. Okay, so we're going to start here. I'm actually in the item banks. I'm actually in the 7th grade math growth assessment item bank, and I'm adding question. So I actually created a question. I already called it test. So I'm just sitting in the properties of that question. I'm going to click layout. And this is where you type in what you want everything to be. So I'm going to do, what is your favorite fruit? Okay, so that's the question. And you can notice up here, there's all these little options up here that you can use. And you can use those options here in the question component, or when we go down into the responses, you don't see all those fancy things, but they're all here. You just have to click on this little triangle, and boom, you've got all these great little things. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to insert an image, and to do that, I'm going to, so I open that up, and now I'm going to, you see if I mouse over this, it says image, this little picture of the mountains and the sun. I'm going to click on that, and I'm going to upload an image from my download folder that I just did, apples, and boom, there's my image. Now I can change the size of it. Notice this lock button that actually locks the proportion here. So if you unlock that, you can actually stretch the image one dimension or another. Likely you're going to leave it the same way, unless when you're actually looking at the test, you notice the image is just too big. So what we're going to do, I'm just going to leave it as is. I'm going to hit OK. And here we go. We got our little image in this response. Okay, so the next thing I want to do is show you the equation editor. So let's pretend our favorite fruit is a linear equation. I know that makes no sense, but we're just trying this stuff out anyway. So we're going to expand the toolbar for the response B. Notice there is a separate toolbar for each response. That's important to note, because if you try to adjust settings in one in another, it won't work. So we're going to open B's toolbar, and we're actually going to create an equation. To do that, we're going to click on this little sigma, which if you mouse over it, it says equation. We're going to click on that, and here we've got all sorts of options. You can just like click on one of these, it just adds them in, and then down here in the preview, it shows you what it's going to look like. You can delete that. We can look at this. We can add in greater than, less than signals, all sorts of different things here. I don't even know what quarter these even mean. We got operations here. We can put in all sorts of stuff, brackets, accents, miscellaneous stuff, Greek letters, you name it, we got access to it. But let's say you can also type in, if you put one of these in, you notice x to the n is x caret n, and that's pretty standard notation. But then when you actually click accept, where we said linear equation, right? So we'll do y equals 2x plus 1. And you can see down here what it's going to look like. Then you click accept, and boom, you got this nice little equation. Notice you can't edit it in the box. It almost comes out like an image. If you want to edit it, you got to go back to the equation editor, and here it is, and you can change it. You can add it. Well, we could make it so it's not linear anymore. Maybe make it into a parabola, and boom, there's our equation. So it's pretty easy. You can do it pretty fast. This is just going to be a 2. We're going to remove some items here, and then when we click save, and it takes us a little minute, and then here we go. We've got our question, and we've got our answers, one of which makes sense, one of which doesn't. Clearly, apples are my favorite fruit, not parabola, leading coefficient 2. And that is it. That's it for the video of how to add images and equations in the item bank for Mastery Manager.